For 1,000 years, the darkness had slept, but now it had finally awakened. Deep inside the fire mountains, the ground began to shake violently. Lava flowed in every direction, while the ancient dragon carvings on the cave walls began glowing with golden and blue light. David tightly held the ember of the first flame in his hand. Kashif shouted in fear, "David, we have to get out of here now!" Suddenly, a terrifying heartbeat echoed from deep beneath the ground. Thump, thump. The baby dragon quickly carried David on its back, spread its wings, and flew out of the cave into the sky. But it was already too late. Beneath the fire mountains, Malrik had awakened. The sky suddenly turned black. A terrifying figure emerged from between the dark clouds. His glowing red eyes locked onto David. Malrik growled, "At last. The final dragon heir stands before me." Kashif raised his spear. "You turned humans and dragons against each other." Malrik laughed. "The dragon hunters were my pawns, and the shadow worm was nothing but my servant. I created hatred so this world would destroy itself." David stepped forward with determination. "Your story ends today." Malrik raised his hand and unleashed a storm of dark energy toward David. David raised the ember, creating a powerful protective shield around himself and the baby dragon. Kashif threw his spear, but Malrik simply raised one hand and turned it into ash. Malrik said, "Darkness cannot be defeated with weapons." Dark shadows began surrounding David from every direction. The light of the ember started to fade. At that very moment, the voice of the Dragon Queen echoed inside David's mind. "The true power is already inside you, David." David opened his eyes. "I am not afraid of you." Suddenly, the entire sky filled with golden light. The magnificent spirit of the Dragon Queen appeared across the heavens. Malrik stepped backward. "No, this is impossible." The Dragon Queen said, "Your darkness will always be weak before the light of truth." David raised the ember toward the sky. Its blue light transformed into brilliant golden fire. Golden markings began glowing across the baby dragon's body, and its power grew stronger than ever before. Malrik unleashed his final storm of darkness. David remembered his friends, the dragons, and everyone who had lost everything because of this war. Then he shouted with all his strength, "Light never dies!" Golden and black forces collided in the middle of the sky. A massive explosion of light filled the heavens. Malrik's darkness began to break apart, and finally, his entire existence dissolved into golden light. Silence fell across the valley. The Dragon Queen smiled at David. "Today, you did not only defeat Malrik, you ended a 1,000-year-old hatred." Then she transformed into thousands of golden particles and spread across the sky. Kashif and his companions lowered their weapons and placed them on the ground. Kashif declared, "From this day forward, we are no longer dragon hunters. We are dragon guardians." The sun began to rise. David stood on a high mountain peak beside his dragon, looking toward the golden horizon. He smiled. "We did it, my friend." Then David and his dragon spread their wings and flew toward the Sky Kingdom. As they disappeared into the golden sky, David's voice echoed across the mountains. "This is not the end of the war. It is the beginning of a new world."